Hey guys, welcome to the Jacob Review. I'm Jacob, and today we're going to be going over a couple of really simple lighting setups you can achieve while just using two lights. Alright guys, so before we actually get into any of the lighting setup, we actually need to cover the terminology being used while doing lighting. So the first term would be key light. Now the key light is the main light lighting your subject. For me, it is the light to my left to the camera's right, giving the majority of the light on the subject or me. Next would be a fill light, which is, as it sounds like, it just fills in all the shadows casted by the key light. Another light that you could have, but we don't have in this setup currently because we don't have a third light, is a hair, edge, or rim light. They all mean the same thing, they're just different names for it. Literally just adds a light to the hair or a light to the edge of your subject or rim. Like, same thing, different words. And that really what that light does is help separate your subject from the background. Another few terms we need to go over is light being hard and soft. What does that mean? It's not a boner joke, it's for real. Hard light is light that causes very sharp shadows. I don't know, is this doing anything? Is this doing good things? Okay. Hard light will cause you to get very harsh shadows. It's not very appealing to the subject being shot with it. It basically points out every little imperfection within their face. Whereas if you shoot with soft light, it's whenever you diffuse hard light, and that makes these shadows much more gradual, and it really evens out the face, and it makes them look a lot more good. Makes them look a lot better. Was that okay?
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Note check. Oh my. Right. How do you achieve diffused light? You take the source of light, which would be hard, and then you can either shoot through semi-transparent objects such as a white piece of paper, some wax paper, or if you have soft boxes, they come with this white fabric that's kind of thin and light passes through really easily. And it passing through that, what it actually does is take the light from being a point source and it hits that object and it actually fans out the light, making it project off of a larger surface and causing it to wrap around more, causing shadows to be much more gradual and not as sharp. Another way you can achieve soft light is actually bouncing it off of an object. So if you have a bounce board, or if you just need to pick up something real quick, this poster board is just 97 cents at like $1 General. And you can easily pick this stuff up, and it bounces just as well as a super professional and extremely expensive bounce board. And you can get bounce light. And the more you bounce the light, the softer it gets, same as the more objects you shoot through, the softer it gets. So that's how you diffuse light.
Make sure you say leaned back in the chair a little bit, because if you don't, your head gets cut off. Oh no!
Yeah, cut it off. Okay guys, fun part. We're gonna get into the lighting setups. Now you know all your terminology, and I know you're gonna study super hard for the test we're gonna give you. Psych. Not yet. Or is it? Jacob?
Yeah!
Okay, so the first lighting setup that you could use is called a flat lighting setup, which is where you shoot both lights, the key and the fill are about the same intensity, causing there to be minimal, if not no shadows on your subject whatsoever. This is very popular in comedies, sitcoms, some romances, because it's just, they want to project a happy, perfect, beautiful life. And it also is most commonly shot with soft light, so it can fill in all the shadows and there's no harsh shadows, and it makes your skin look a lot better. The next setup, which you're actually seeing right now, is a kind of slight contrast, and that's where you have a key light that is full intensity, and then your fill light is less, about half or less than half of the intensity of your key light, which is what we actually have going on right now. This light is at full blast, while this one, we have 2 of the bulbs turned off of the 4, giving it half the intensity, and so there is a slight difference in my complexion on either side of my face, and this side is slightly more shadowy. This is just kind of to add a little more interest to it, more dimension kind of. It's just really a preference thing, whether or not you want slight shadow or no shadow. There's not really a hard and fast rule of you need to have slightly more shadow, or else your father will be killed and drug away by pigs. The next setup is extremely contrasty, and this is super popular in dramas, actions, anything where there's kind of a dark theme deep down inside of it.
Like horror movies.
Like horror movies.
Yeah,
This is what
I was
Jacob
saying-
did behind the
I'll
camera.
say,
Ooh, reference to what movie? Comment down in the section below to say what movie there is a scene where some person dressed as their mother stabbed another person in a shower, and they used chocolate syrup for blood because they shot in black and white. Directed by Alfred Hitchcock, too. So, what movie was that? We were in a motel. Okay. Oh, he's psychotic. Could I drop enough hints for you? I spit by accident. I'm sorry.
Just clean that.
Very contrasty is achieved by having your key light still full intensity, but taking away the fill light. And then what you'll want to do with that fill light is actually bring it to the back of your subject and shoot and get that edge, rim, or hair light to separate them from their background. And what that can do is you'll see where their face is, but then more than likely the other side of their face not being filled in with light will be completely dark and you can't pick them out. Like, where does their face end? Where does it end? That's where the hair light comes in, and you just get a nice little edge of light, being like, oh, there's the...
Ah.
I know, I was doing so good. So that's where the hair light comes in handy, because then you can just see exactly where their dimension ends, and it just makes the image look a lot more pleasing to the eye. This next lighting setup is kind of not quite 2 lights. It only requires 1. As you can see on your screen right now, it's kind of what you typically see in like those FBI investigation shows where like the person's like, I'm in a gang, but I want to speak out, but if they know it's me, I'm going to get my legs broken. And I like my legs not broken.
My name is Jacob.
Yeah, they always have a deep voice.
My name is Jacob. Yeah.
Rocky.
Winner.
Chicken dinner. Anyways, so whenever you want to kind of, I literally put in my notes, concealed ID. If you don't know what ID stands for, it's identity. Personal full identification. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, no.
What happened to me? Personal identification. Thank you. I'd like to thank my mother for raising me and kind of pushing me outside of her.
Pushing me out.
Alright, so also another thing you can do is actually adding in a second hair light, which you're like, whoa, what does that even mean? We can't have 2 hair lights, right? You're wrong, bucko. You can. You could have 10 hair lights if you wanted to. This is your world. You don't limit yourself like that, damn it. Didn't raise you like that.
Be your own man. Or woman.
Yeah, we're equal.
Or
Anything.
other.
Or transvestite. So for this, you just want to position both of the lights behind your subject, kind of off frame, pointing straight at them, hitting just kind of the edge of their face and body and everything. And the light will kind of spill over naturally, if you're using soft light, will kind of naturally spill over to their face, kind of lifting the shadows slightly, just enough to where you can actually see a little bit of detail in their face. And this is kind of good for like a dreamy, like celestial kind of like experience that your character's having, and his mother came back in his dreams and is telling him, don't buy the lottery ticket because they're gonna break your legs. And that's whenever he did that and they broke his legs and he got into the gang, and then he had to go into the FBI investigation and they had the thing on him and they did the 1 hair light and then he's broke. So, long story short, don't listen to your mom, because if you don't, it'll ruin your life. Hope you've learned something here today. Have an awesome day, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'm back in
We really were not gone very long.
a long absence is not really my style.